Welcome to Shet Vidya Mandir online audio video lecture series. This is your maths professor Jaya Sharma, and this video we will be seeing lesson number 3 from maths 2, that is indefinite integration, and we will start with sums from exercise 3.2. Let's start with knowing some important corollaries. We are starting with integration by substitution. Now before that, let us check out few important corollaries and few things that we need to know. Like these are small basic things, just revising. Let's say if question was find integration of sine 3x. So what we used to do, integration of sine is cos. So we get cos 3x, and then for 3x we will divide this by 3. Since the answer we have got starting with c, so it is negative plus c. See, I have explained this part in my previous video how it goes. Like d by dx of cos x is minus sin x and then d by dx of cos 3x would be minus sin 3x into d by dx of 3x, right? So that gives us minus sin 3x into 3, that is d by dx of 3x, we get 3. So our final answer becomes minus 3 sin 3x. So when we take integration of this part, what happens? We will get whatever differentiation we get for the angle that we take in division. Okay. Next thing is corollaries. The important corollaries, there are few chain rules which you need to know, that we will see while solving the sums. Okay. Now important corollary 1 is, see, this will be frequently used in solving the sums and will be very useful for us. So I am taking this in the beginning. Let's say there is a function given in the denominator, and in the numerator what you have is differentiation or derivative of that function which is given in denominator. Then but you need to observe and identify which one is such question. Okay, so in such case you can write the answer directly, log of the function given in denominator, okay, plus c. So this is it. There is one more corollary which is given like this, integration. Let's say you have you have root f of x in the denominator, and then in the numerator you have f dash x. So its integration is directly given by 2 root f of x plus c. So just remember these two and we will see how it is used in the sums further. The next important thing, I'm just listing a function given and then f dash x. Here I will write the derivative. So far we know sin x, differentiation of sin x is cos x, and then you go to find integration of cos x will give you sin x. So this is how it goes. Let's see what I want to explain here, you will understand. Then d by dx of cos x is sin x, d by dx of tan x is sec square x, d by dx of cot x is minus cosec square x, then d by dx of sec x is sec x into tan x, and d by dx of cosec x is minus cosec x cot x. Now see, when we know that integration of cos will be sine, integration of sine will be cos. Okay, here is minus. So we know this, but integration of sec square will be tan x, integration of cosec square will be minus cot x. But then what will be integration of tan x, or integration of cot x, or integration of sec x or cosec x? This is not known by understanding the formula in this manner, right? That is by understanding the context of antiderivative. So let's try to understand how do we find integration of tan x. Okay, now let's suppose we have been asked to find integration of tan x. So what we'll do, we'll use the basic tan x can be written as integration sin x upon cos x dx, right? And then this can be integration. Now see, sin x upon cos x. Now I want to use that function which corollary which I explained to you for, earlier. So if we have let's say integration f dash x upon f of x, okay, let's say if we have integration f dash x upon f of x, so what you'll do, integration will be log modulus f of x plus c, right? So in order to use this here, now denominator is cos, but differentiation of cos is minus, so I need a minus sign here. See how I'm introducing that, minus into minus, okay, one I have taken outside, one I'm taking inside the integral. So minus into minus, sin x upon cos x dx will give you minus. Now according to this, your answer will be log cos x plus c is equal to log of cos x raised to minus 1, this minus we are taking here, plus c. So this means what? Log of 1 upon cos x plus c, and that is log of sec x plus c. Okay, so if I was this, this is the answer of integration of tan x. This is how we get integration of tan x. Now next let us see integration of sec x. Suppose I is given as integration of sec x dx. So what we will get? What there is one. This will help you to solve the sums also ahead. See, in such a case, if you have been asked integration of sec x, what you do? You multiply and divide by sec x into tan x. Okay. Here I multiply and divide by sec x into tan x. So what we get further? We'll take this inside. We get sec square x plus sec x plus tan x, not into. We'll multiply and divide by sec x plus tan x. So we get sec square x plus sec x into tan x upon x into not into sec x plus tan x. So okay, so now next, when you try to find out derivative of this denominator here, d by dx of sec x will be sec x into tan x plus d by dx of tan x will be sec square x. So this is a pure form of integration f dash x upon f of x. So simple, we get log modulus sec x plus tan x plus c, sec x plus tan x plus c. So this is the answer for integration of sec x. Okay, and in the same manner, finding integration of cosec x. Okay, so just try what could be the answer to find integration of cosec x. Fine, I am giving you the answer. It is log cosec x minus cot x plus c. Let's see if you can do it on your own. We will move further. Okay, our first sum from exercise 3.2a is, question is integrate the following with respect to x. So let's get started. Question is I is equal to log x raised to n upon x dx. Okay, so how we will do this? You see, you can separate this and write it as log x raised to n into 1 upon x dx. Fine, this is substitution kind of sum. What we will do, we will put log x as t. Now you will think that how we will know what term need to be substituted. See, simple thing. Now here log x derivative is 1 upon x, so you will take substitution for log x. Fine, so I put log x is equal to t, and then we differentiate this on both sides with respect to x. So we get 1 upon x. Okay, and is equal to dt upon dx. This dx we will take to LHS, so we get 1 upon x dx is equal to dt. Now you will see that I can be written as now 1 upon x dx and 1 upon x dx here. This is same. So in this place we can write dt. So I becomes, we have taken log x as t. So t raised to n dt. See here we got integration to be integrated with respect to t. So we will apply that formula, x raised to n. We get t raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. Next, this is done. So resubstitute the value taken for t. We get log x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. Here we are done with the sum. First one is done. Let's take the second question here. Okay. Now, second question, I is equal to integration sine inverse x whole raised to 3 upon 2 upon root 1 minus x square dx. Okay, so here we will put sine inverse x is equal to t. Now when you differentiate this with respect to x, what we get? D by dx of sine inverse x is 1 upon root 1 minus x square. So you're getting how I'm actually understanding which term to be taken, which term has to be taken to be substituted. Okay, so here d by dx of sine inverse x would give me 1 upon root 1 minus x square. So I have taken that for the substitution. So again I will take dx this side. So I'll get 1 upon root 1 minus x square dx is equal to dt. Here I becomes integration t raised to 3 upon 2 dt. So that will give us t raised to 3 upon 2 plus 1 upon 3 upon 2 plus 1 plus c. Here we have integrated. So we get t raised to 3 plus 2 upon 2. So that is 5 upon 2 upon 5 upon 2 plus c. This denominator 5 upon 2 I am taking as a numerator here. So we will get it as 2 upon 5 t raised to 5 upon 2 plus c. Okay, so what would be our next step here? Fine. Here what? Nothing. We just need to resubstitute the value of t here. So what is it? 2 upon 5. In place of t we will write sine inverse. So sine inverse x raised to 5 upon 2 plus c. This is the final answer of the second sum. So it's easy, just you need to understand which term needs to be substituted. Okay, try to find the derivative of the term which would give you another term which is already present in the question. Next, third sum is very interesting, but if you try to understand, it is very easy. See, the question is integration 1 plus x upon x into sine x plus log x dx. Okay, seems scary, but it's very easy. See how I'm actually bifurcating the terms already given to us. I'm writing this together into 1 upon sine x plus log x dx. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll take this as for substitution, put x plus log x is equal to t, and then on differentiating with respect to x we get here 1 plus 1 upon x. Okay, you understood. I hope you have understood why I took this as substitution. So now when I'm differentiating, I'm getting this here. See, okay, okay, fine. Now this here we will get on RHS dt upon dx. So that dx we will take here is equal to dt. This is not different than this 1 plus x upon x. Now when you cross multiply this, you will get x plus 1 upon x. Okay, I will write here x plus 1 upon x. So that is nothing but 1 plus x upon x dx is equal to dt. Fine. So we will use this and write the I again. Now 1 plus x upon x dx, this and this is dt. So that we will write, and 1 upon sine whatever is there in the bracket, we have taken it as substitution. So we get here 1 upon sine t. So next what I do, 1 upon sine, I use it as cosec t dt, and I get log cosec x, that is cosec t minus cot t plus c. Okay, now here also we will resubstitute the values of t. So we get the answer as log cosec x plus log x minus x plus log x minus cot x plus log x plus c. This is our final answer of the third sum. Next I am taking the sixth sum from the exercise. It is I is equal to x square plus 2 upon x square plus 1 into a raised to x plus tan inverse x dx. Okay, so let's get started. Put x plus tan inverse x is equal to t. Then differentiate this with respect to x. This you'll have to write every time. Okay, you'll get 1 plus 1 upon 1 plus x square is equal to dt upon dx. This dx we will take here and we'll cross multiply, so we'll get 1 plus x square plus 1 upon 1 plus x square dx is equal to dt, and here we get x square plus 2 upon x square plus 1 dx is equal to dt. See, we reached this form, right? Simple. Now I hope you have understood what we have to do next. This and dx becomes dt and a raised to t. So a raised to t dt. Integration of a raised to t is a raised to t upon log a plus c. So we get a raised to x plus tan inverse x upon log a plus c. So that can be written as 1 upon log a into a raised to x plus tan inverse x plus c. Okay, we are taking next seventh sum. Question is I is equal to integration e raised to x log of sine e raised to x upon tan e raised to x. Oh, the question seems very complicated, but believe me, the sums are so easy. By far, I hope it is going easy after explanation. See, we will just write it in little simplified way, and how it will go. Integration e raised to x log sine e raised to x into this 1 upon tan e raised to x, I will write it as cot e raised to x, okay, dx. Now substitution, put sine e raised to x. Now only sine e raised to x would not solve the matter for us, so we will take put log sine e raised to x as t, and then differentiating with respect to x, we get log 1 upon, so we are getting 1 upon sine e raised to x into then d by dx of sine e raised to x, that gives us cos e raised to x, into d by dx of e raised to x, will get e raised to x dx is equal to dt. Right, now here I will write cos and sine like this, cos e raised to x upon sine e raised to x into e raised to x dx is equal to dt. So I get here cot e raised to x into e raised to x dx is equal to dt. Now this is nothing but e raised to x cot e raised to x dx is equal to dt, right? I have just taken this term ahead. So now we will write I again. So I is equal to t raised to 1 dt. I hope you have understood how I took this. Now see, e raised to x cot e raised to x dx, which is this, e raised to x cot e raised to x and dx. In place of this we have written dt, and then what remains, log sine e raised to x, that we have taken as t, and t means t raised to 1, so I have written it as t raised to 1. Then use x raised to n formula, we get t raised to 2 upon, okay, we are integrating now, so we will get t raised to 2 upon 2 plus c. So that would give us this is done now, integration is done, so we will just substitute what we took as t is here 1 upon 2 you will write into log sine e raised to x the whole square plus c. This is the answer for 7th sum. Okay, let's move ahead to the next sum. Okay, our 8th sum is very easy question. Just see. I don't know, I feel happy whenever e raised to something comes in the sum. E raised to 2x minus 1. Okay, you can expect this as one of the important sum from the lesson. What we'll do, we'll divide numerator and denominator by e raised to x. Fine. And then we get e raised to 2x minus 1 upon e raised to x dx. So next what we get, we will take this e raised to x denominator term to each term of the numerator. So we get e raised to 2x upon e raised to x plus 1 upon e raised to x. This I have done only for numerator part. Now for denominator part, e raised to 2x upon e raised to x minus 1 upon e raised to x. Okay, now see, now exactly it became integration f dash x upon f of x. How? Let's check. Okay, so next I will get e raised to 2x upon e raised to x means e raised to 2x minus x. That will give you e raised to x plus e raised to minus x. I am taking this out. Same way here, e raised to x minus e raised to minus x. Okay, so we'll use substitution here. E raised to minus x as t, this denominator. See, when you take denominator as t, the differentiation of this is what we have in numerator already. E raised to x minus differentiation of e raised to minus x would be e raised to minus x into d by dx of minus x. That would give you minus 1. So that minus 1 into this minus becomes plus. Okay, dx is equal to dt. So I becomes integration 1 upon t dt. So that is log t plus c. So what do you get? Log e raised to x minus e raised to minus x plus c. Fine. So in this place also, after this, directly the answer can be written using the corollary, but we are learning integration by substitution, so I have completed the sum using substitution method. Next very interesting sum, 9th question. I is equal to integration sine raised to 4x into cos cube x dx. What we'll do, we'll keep sine as it is and we'll split cos cube x as cos square x into cos x dx. Okay, now this cos square x I am writing as sine raised to 4x into 1 minus sine square x. I am bringing this in terms of sine here. Okay, after this I substitute, put sine x is equal to t, therefore cos x dx is equal to dt. On differentiating with respect to x, I becomes t raised to 4 into 1 minus t square dt. So next we'll take this inside the bracket. We get t raised to 4 minus t raised to 6 dt, and that gives us t raised to 4 dt minus integration t raised to 6 dt. So here we get t raised to 5 upon 5 minus t raised to 7 upon 7 plus c, and then just resubstitute the value of t. So we get 1 upon 5 into sine raised to 5x minus 1 upon 7 into sine raised to 7x plus c. This is the final answer. I hope you have enjoyed learning integration by substitution. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll continue exercise 3.2b in the next video.